The Gilded Age of the United States saw the rapid economic growth of industry. And as esteemed philosopher Christopher Wallace once said, "Mo money, mo problems." So the progressive era was born to solve those problems. With the turn of the century came many bold and controversial changes to the societal norm. Now, instead of working in factories, children were required to go to school. And no, looking through the Bible once or twice a week was no longer acceptable. Instead, they would have to go to school for 8 whole years. An important question was raised. How, pray tell, will we house all of these children? Well, lucky for you, early 20th century bemused American citizen, the Sears Roebuck Company had a solution. And that's what we're going to explore today, number 5008 of the very first Sears Roebuck Modern Homes catalog, the elusive Sears Schoolhouse. And as you may notice, I've had a little bit of an upgrade. That's right. I've got diamond tools. Wow, so proud of myself. I still have gold armor and iron armor, but we'll get there eventually. And this is due in part to my wonderful villager trading hall, which is the best villager trading hall that you will ever see. I mean, just look at that beautiful modern design. I'm personally a fan of the dirt that keeps them trapped and entombed at their workstations. I think it's a great touch. So let's head over to the lot that I've cleared for the schoolhouse. Let's go. This is the area that we have to work with. It's kind of just like over the hill a little bit from where the Magnolia and the Alhambra are. There's the Magnolia right there. And if we head over here on this side of the platform, you'll notice a key aspect of this schoolhouse's topography, and that is this cliff right here. Students who misbehave in their grammar drills will have to Bear Grylls style rappel down these cliffs for discipline training. I like this. I like the sheer drop off. Should I try to land this? Am I gonna die if I do this? What do you guys think? I 100% will die, but I want to do this so badly. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna aim for that block. It's gonna go perfectly fine. And okay. We're not doing that again. Nope. Eat. Oh, let's just get started. Let's just go. Okay. Let's take a look at the advertisement for the schoolhouse. In 1908, the school was priced at about $1 per square foot, so $11,500. Adjusted for inflation in 2023, that would be about $372,000. However, the price per square foot to build an elementary school has increased dramatically since then. Today, it would be about $295 per square foot on the low end, making the construction cost for the Sears Schoolhouse today about $3.2 million. However, this is Minecraft. There is no money, unless you count those guys. The only real currency in Minecraft is time. So let's go spend our time collecting the enormous amount of resources for this project. We'll need the following: some diorite, some calcite, lots of white concrete powder, oak logs, quartz blocks, netherrack, mangrove stuff, bricks, granite, black concrete, black wool, black stone, mud, cobbled deep slate, dark oak, spruce, iron, warped wood, and even more diorite. Yes, I know, it's my favorite block too. Whew, that was a lot. Now, some of these materials were painful to get. I mean, the nether was awful. Getting all of this black stone, it was a nightmare. And also getting the mangrove stuff, that was pretty cool, because I don't think I've ever seen a mangrove forest in Minecraft before, so that was a fun little experience. Yes, we love this new update, which has been out for like a year now. So now I think we're about ready to get started on the floor plan of our schoolhouse. And while I build that out, I'm going to go ahead and explain the history of schoolhouse architecture in the United States. So enjoy! Surprisingly, free public education has, for the most part, existed in the United States since the beginning. Sure, most children were sent to some guy's house to learn how to read the Bible from some random lady, but you worked with what you had. The lucky few got to go to public schools with close ties to religion and varying levels in the quality of education. Eventually, after the Civil War, elementary schools were popularized across the United States along with standards suggested by Horace Mann. Many of these schools were one-room schoolhouses. Contrary to popular belief, those were often painted white, not red. They doubled as churches in their communities, which explains the school bell. The aesthetics of the school were designed to match those of the nations, exuding power, order, and the idea of democracy. Well, that was the goal. We ended up with this, which, pretty close, I guess. But people truly believed that school was the foundation of democracy, a place to raise children with American ideals, the breeding ground for future citizens of the United States. That could partially be why education became compulsory around the turn of the century. To raise a society that was united in their views, public education was expanded, and so the schoolhouse had to expand too. That leads us to the strange middle ground of the Sears Schoolhouse. It is a combination of the quaint, community-based one-room schoolhouse, but it is also a product of industrialization and the expansion of the United States. Look here, it takes several elements from the later egg crate plan, which crammed as many kids as possible into the building. 4 classrooms per floor, a large meeting space on the top floor, and as we build this out, it'll have individual desks oriented towards the teacher rostrum. All the makings of an egg crate school. So there's the floor plan done. It was really confusing, guys. These floor plans are never easy. So as you may notice here, I started using cyan wool to block it out. I know, now that we're like rich and stuff, I can use fancy materials. But I ended up with dirt. Yeah, I'm broke. I ran out. Some of the quirks of this floor plan include this area over here. I don't know what this is. It doesn't say. I think it's supposed to be like a landing for the stairs. I don't know how I'm gonna do that yet. So, There's also these wacky bathrooms, which for the life of me, I could not figure out. So I went with this like cut in half sort of deal. It'll be fine. It'll work out. So all that's left now is to fill everything in. And while I do that, we're going to answer a very important question, which is why? Why the Sears Schoolhouse? So let's get into it. Now, to Sears Modern Homes enthusiasts, the Sears Schoolhouse is an enigma. It was only ever featured once, and according to Sears historian Rosemary Thornton, none were ever built. But why? And this is where things get crazy, because I had no idea the impact that the Sears Roebuck Company, or rather, one of its owners, had on the American education system. Julius Rosenwald was the man who ushered in the golden age of the Sears Company. He shifted the company's focus to target rural customers who could not easily access the department stores that were abundant in cities. With these changes came great wealth, especially for Rosenwald, who was the son of Jewish immigrants. With his exorbitant wealth, he decided to make a difference and alleviate some of the inequalities he witnessed in society. So he set up the, at the time, $70 million Rosenwald Fund. To put this into perspective, Rosenwald had bought his half of the Sears Company in 1895 for only $75,000. In 2023, the Rosenwald Fund would be worth $1.7 billion. How the turntables, I guess. Good for Rosenwald. And importantly, there were no limits on the fund, so money could be used with no expectation for repayment. The Rosenwald Fund likely grew from the relationship between African-American educator Booker T. Washington and Julius Rosenwald, who was on the board of directors for Washington's Tuskegee Institute. Washington pushed for the construction of vocational schools in the South, where segregation discouraged and forced Black people away from receiving education. After Washington's death in 1915, the goal became even clearer for Black communities in the South. They needed schools that would not be abandoned by white governments who would not provide adequate funding. And so the Rosenwald School Project was born. With the fund's help, more than 5,000 schools, shops, and teacher homes were built across the southern United States. The fund also gave out fellowships to support African Americans who were leaders of their fields. From scientists to activists to artists and even to librarians, Black men and women could begin to conquer the system that so desperately wanted to hold them back, laying the foundations for a pivotal moment in American history. The Rosenwald Fund was emptied of its last pennies in 1948. Although the quality of education was still immensely disproportionate between people of color and whites by the end of the Rosenwald School Project, a sizable dent had been made. Literacy rates were up, and more Black folks were migrating to the North in search of opportunity. Born from an era of radical change and uplifting a new era of even more radical change, the Rosenwald School Project spanned decades of American history and shaped the character of the schoolhouse. Perhaps the reason why no Sears schoolhouse has ever been built is because Rosenwald did not want to profit off education. Instead, he believed that it should be free for all. On that rather philosophical and romantic note, let's do a little tour of the build. Also, I may have gotten some things wrong, and I apologize for the slightly serious tone, but I'm trying something new. Let me know how it went. Into the Sears Schoolhouse we go. So we enter into this beautiful hallway with the double doors and into our foyer. And we have 4 classrooms on this level, again, the egg crate plan. So if we head into one of them, here's the wardrobe, which, do schools have wardrobes? I didn't know about this. Like, what do they put in here? Coats? Shoes? What is this for? This classroom has 1 blackboard that apparently comes with the school and the teacher rostrum for them to lecture from. A great view over here of the forest and of the magnolia out there. Very nice, very nice. We also have the library, which, interestingly enough, is a very small room. I know that the lady from the Sears blog mentioned that libraries were only for textbooks and stuff. Like, there were no like real books, you know? Libraries kind of sucked because the knowledge was all from the teacher, not from books. Ew. Gross. Don't mind if you guys hear oinking or anything. There are like several pigs trapped underneath this floor somewhere. So, yeah, they're the class pets. Don't worry about them. They're fine. What else? Oh, don't go out this door. Yeah, very bad. Don't hang out over here. I should have closed these off. They need like SCP containment tapes or something. This is where the bad children get sent. Moving along, up the court staircase we go to the most confusing part of the Sears Schoolhouse plan. We'll get there in a moment, but first, this side we have 2 classrooms up here, and then the superintendent's office, which I didn't realize was a thing. I thought there were principals, but I guess not. They went straight to the superintendent. Probably because there's only like 1 schoolhouse per county at this point. So, it makes sense, I guess. And here, the auditorium. It's, I know, beautiful. The epitome of luxury with these mangrove stair benches. If we head up into the stage, we have some curtains and we have the back door entrance. Very nice, very nice. And now, up to the confusing staircase. So the plans are utterly unhelpful when it comes to this section of the schoolhouse. There's apparently a door back here, and the staircase, I don't know, why is this wall here? Who designed this? Why? But we go up the stairs, up here into this little landing space, and into the gallery, which I don't think I interpreted correctly, because there's like some kind of fence here, but I didn't know how to make this all connect. So I just, I guessed very, very hard. Honestly, I'm really proud of the stage though. I feel like I captured school stage very well. But don't mind me eating this mutton chop. I can assure you the floating sheep pen is as fine as ever. They're all still happily in the middle of the ocean out there. Here they are, fine and well, even though their numbers have thinned out somewhat. Don't worry about that. Okay, there you have it, the Sears Schoolhouse. Such a beautiful and majestic building. We won't mention how I built it the completely wrong way. That's right, this isn't supposed to be the front. Well, it is too late to fix now. This is the correct front of the schoolhouse. And, you know, it's the better looking side. So yeah, there she is in all her beauty and in all her history. I'd like to give a shout out to Jacob and Laurentium for suggesting the Sears Schoolhouse. Good find, guys. This was fun. And again, apologies if I got any of the history wrong or the events wrong. I tried my best. Sorry. So I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day, everyone. The rabbit hole that you end up down when you click through Wikipedia at 3 a.m. I swear, I was just looking at a schoolhouse advertisement and then, boom, civil rights movement. You learn something new every day, I guess.